I'm gonna make you a world with these two hands today. Put a love, memories and laughs in all that I create.
Today I'm making some cool constellation postcards that are perfect for any occasion. These watercolor galaxy postcards are so pretty, the recipient just might want to frame it. Here's what you'll need to get started. First, I'm using Koi tube watercolors made by Sakura. These are my go-to paints because of their intense pigments. You'll also need watercolor paper. I prefer Strathmore cold press, which has a nice weight and texture that's ideal for watercolor paint. This paper is 9 by 12, so I'll be able to get 4 4x6 postcards out of a single sheet. You'll need a palette or other small containers to mix your paint in. And it's also a good idea to protect your work area with wrapping paper or newspaper. Finally, you'll need a paintbrush and some water, and later on, a white jelly roll pen. This is a gel pen with white ink that shows up well on dark paper, so it's perfect for drawing our starry constellations. I'm starting by marking the dimensions of the 4 postcards I'm painting. I happen to have a 4x6 postcard that I'm tracing, but you could use a ruler instead. I'm using vermilion hue, lemon yellow, deep green, Prussian blue, cerulean blue, and ultramarine. Add a small dab of each color to separate compartments on your palette. These paints are intense, so a little goes a long way. Add about 2 teaspoons of water to each, then blend. I'm painting all of my postcards at the same time. Start with vermilion hue and add a single splash of color somewhere near the center of each postcard. Now add a couple spots of deep green to each postcard. Next, we'll add cerulean blue. It's okay to touch the other colors and allow them to blend a bit. Now add the lemon yellow. It looks like I didn't rinse my brush quite well enough. Luckily, this is a pretty forgiving project, and it's okay if the colors blend some. Add a generous amount of ultramarine to the cards. We are going to wait until the cards are dry before we add the Prussian blue. Wet your brush and use it to blend the remaining white areas on the card. Allow the paper to dry completely. Now we'll add the final color, which is a deep Prussian blue. It's also handy to have a paper towel or cloth rag for blotting. Add a generous amount of paint around the edges of the card, then blot and blend the paint using a paper towel or rag. This adds some texture and the appearance of depth.
I'm gonna make you a world with these two hands today. Put a love, memories and laughs in all that I create. I can't help feeling inspired whenever you smile. Gotta show you that you're the reason. I don't feel afraid to innovate. Don't miss a chance to be creative. Don't. Try this at home. Try this at home.
Allow the paper to dry, then cut out along the pencil lines. If you want, you can brush a quick watercolor border on the back of the card as well. Now we can draw our constellations. It's helpful to sketch out some designs on a piece of colored scratch paper first. You can make any shape or design you'd like. Just remember to make all of your lines straight, and your angles should be pointed rather than curved. You could look up and copy actual constellations, or you could make your own interpretation of astrological symbols. This one is a ram for Aries. Once you've drawn the outline, add circles at each intersection to create stars. You can add extra points and lines within the shape as well. Finally, add circles and speckles to the background to give the impression of stars. Or you might draw an animal that inspires you. Or maybe the initials of the person you're sending the postcard to. Finally, prep your postcard for mailing by drawing a line on the back, about a third of the way from the right edge. Draw 3 horizontal lines for the address. Don't forget that you'll need a regular postage stamp to mail within the United States. Wouldn't you love to get one of these in the mail? For more information about Koi tube watercolors and jelly roll pens, visit my sponsor, sakuraofamerica.com. For hundreds more crafting tutorials, visit my website at madebymarzipan.com.
Try this at home.